Hey everyone, Scott Woods from Hawkridge Systems, and this is the first steps for 3DEXPERIENCE. So the initial steps. First, we need to agree to the software agreement. Without this step, we won't be able to proceed forward and initiate your 3DEXPERIENCE tenant. Once the software agreement is approved, then we can move on to activating the 3DEXPERIENCE tenant. This is done through a one-time use link that will be emailed to you. Please keep in mind, only click on this link if you intend to be the tenant administrator. If only one license was purchased and you are not going to be the user of that license, we'll want that user to also be the admin, because the admin will also consume that license. So let's take a look at both of these. Let's start with the software agreement. You should have received an email that's similar to the one that I have on screen. These email templates change quite often, so your email might look a little bit different than this, but should have the same elements. This link might be clickable, or you might have to select it and then open it with a web browser. Before signing the agreement, you'll be required to log in using either a 3DEXPERIENCE ID or your SOLIDWORKS ID. If you don't have either, you can create one at this stage. If you need to create an ID, click on the button that says Create Your 3DEXPERIENCE ID. Fill out the required information and then select Register. Log in with the credentials you just created and you'll be able to view the agreement. Once that loads in your browser, you'll need to click on the link that says Closa. That should be located under Dassault Systems Terms and Conditions. That link is then going to display the software agreement. You'll need to read through this agreement. In the bottom right-hand corner will be a button that says Close. Clicking Close will bring you to the previous screen, and a new button will be available, and it should say something to the point of I approve or I consent. Again, these templates change, but it should be some kind of approval button. And that completes the software agreement. And then approximately in about 20 minutes to about 2 hours, you'll receive another email from Dassault Systems with your one-time ticket tenant activation link. That email is going to look similar to the one I have up on screen. And about 2/3 down in this email will be a link. Now keep in mind, clicking this link will activate your company's tenant and will assign you as the administrator. As soon as that link is clicked, it will pop open a new browser and take you into your tenant. Please bookmark this page for easy access later. Next, we're going to assign roles. It's a simple process to assign roles to users so they can use that software. And then the last step, we'll install the software. In this video, I'm going to install 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS, but I'll talk about how to also install Collaborative Designer for SOLIDWORKS Desktop, which is a very similar process. When launching 3DEXPERIENCE for the first time, you'll be presented with the Welcome to 3DEXPERIENCE Platform dashboard. From here, there's a welcome tour. They'll walk you through installing and setting up both SOLIDWORKS Connected and Collaborative Designer for SOLIDWORKS. However, this video really is focused on doing these processes manually. But please feel free to check out this dashboard. It's super useful, and if you bookmark it, and anytime you navigate to that bookmark, you'll be presented with direct buttons to launch your applications. If you don't have those applications installed already, there'll be options here to actually install them. But again, this video is going to walk you through this process manually. And before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the interface. The big blue button in the top left, that's called the compass, and that's how you're going to access your applications. By clicking on that button, it's going to display all the roles and apps that you have access to. Just to the right of that is 3 horizontal lines. This is your dashboard and cockpit list. In this video, we're going to assign roles to a user. So click on Platform Management, and then the tab that says Members. Click on the information icon next to your name. This will bring up your user account and display all the roles you currently have enabled. In this list, identify the roles that you've purchased and want to add to your user account. Most likely, that will either be 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS or Collaborative Designer for SOLIDWORKS. In this case, I'm going to be installing 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. It automatically assigns the role, so now we can close this window. Now clicking on the compass in the upper left-hand corner will bring us back to our apps and roles. The role I want to enter is 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS. Again, your role might be different depending on what you're installing. And I'm going to click on SOLIDWORKS Connected. Because this is the first time I've installed anything 3DEXPERIENCE on this machine, I'll first need to install the 3DEXPERIENCE Launcher. The 3DEXPERIENCE Launcher is an install assistant and is going to make installing applications a whole lot easier going forward. Once that's done, it should pop up and start the installation of SOLIDWORKS Connected. If that doesn't pop up, simply go over to the icon for SOLIDWORKS Connected and click on it again. Okay, now we're ready to install SOLIDWORKS. It's going to ask a couple questions. The first one is just the welcome screen. We can go and click Next on there. After that window, it'll bring you to a cloud eligibility tool. If you know your device is compatible with cloud software, we can say Next and skip this process. If you're unsure, click on the link that says 3DEXPERIENCE Platform on Cloud Support, and that will direct you through some steps to check your computer for eligibility. The next window is simply where it's going to install. We'll click Next on there. And then a question where you want to put the toolbox wizard. We'll go and select the default location and click Next. This last window is going to let you know how much space you have left in your hard drive and how much is going to be downloaded. Select Next to accept, and then the process begins. And once the download is finished, it will automatically install. And then you're good to go. Click on SOLIDWORKS Connected again to launch SOLIDWORKS. For both 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS and Collaborative Designer for SOLIDWORKS, we do highly recommend you launch those from your browser. Since you're already logged into your 3DEXPERIENCE account at this point, everything will launch and be connected. This is the first time we're launching this application, so we'll have to accept the cookies. And let's just go ahead and start a new part. So that's going to be File, New, Part. Once the part loads, you'll notice on the far right is a new tab for 3DEXPERIENCE. And there's a status icon saying this part is new and has not been uploaded to 3DEXPERIENCE yet. Once you upload a file to 3DEXPERIENCE, that will turn green, letting you know that the version that's local and the version that's on the cloud are synced and exactly the same. If another user is to lock that file and work on it, you'll get a red lock letting you know that somebody else has taken ownership and is currently working on it. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions at all, please get in touch with us.